Welcome to Vintage Coin Op Restorations and one of our latest projects. This one's been sitting in the shop for some time, covered up, and figure we take a gander at it and figure out a game plan for this baby here. It is a French arcade machine, a gun game to be specific, by the company Brevete. It's a gun game that I'm not too familiar with, though. We're going to date this to about 1910, and what it is a game that it's a penny arcade, so it's an English pence, 1 penny, and you would put this in here, and I guess somehow it would stay. And I'm not sure if it's mechanically or electrically, it will, or you have the opportunity to shoot. And you want to shoot it into that little slot, and if it falls down to certain chute, it will come down here and allow you to win a token or another coin back. That's what this mechanism is. So it is shoot to win a free, nothing's free, but you would win a coin. So here we are again with the whole point of gambling. A gun game here is actually a gambling device, but an absolutely incredibly detailed and it's just an incredible machine here. Yeah, let's take a look what's going on inside here. At this point, I'm not sure if it even works. I see some dry cell batteries. Most likely you should have 2 of them in here. Probably hooked up in series. Right now we have one 6-volt. So like I said, I think there should be probably 2 of them. I'm not totally sure, but we're gonna look at that at another time. All this beautiful nickel in here. Have no plans on replating, but I would like to polish all this stuff in its original condition. Got a lot of little drawers here. Let's see what's inside them. Well, inside here you have a token, and it says Electra, and it actually has a number on it too. I could zoom into that. This one says 6060. So this is the actual token that you win, and what's missing on here is some sort of instruction or game card. Something that will tell you what that token actually is worth as you would take it to the clerk at the place. And down in here, not quite sure what, this might be just a little storage unit, but above is where I can see that if you didn't get it in this little slot up on top, all those pennies land up inside this box. So that's the concept. So it's basically a penny gambling device, but probably one of the most elaborate and beautiful ones I've seen. Compared to some of the American ones, this is just incredible. Once it's all polished, it'll even look more nice. What are we going to do to this machine? Well, this isn't one that you strip down and completely restain, at least at this point. Though we do have some issues cosmetically with it. You got this marquetry that is here, and it is, at this point, somebody filled this whole strip in with some sort of filler. What we want to do is go back into this and either replace this whole strip or make this strip and put it back into the machine. So that is very detailed, and it'll definitely test my woodworking skills. But that is the cosmetic detail that we'd like to take care of. The machine, not sure where it was, but as you can see, there's a lot of blackening to it. And that would most likely, I'm going to figure this machine to be made out of white oak. White oak, when it hits moisture and water, the tannins react and turn black. Somewhere down the line, someone has sanded this thing down because it was at one time completely black. And you can see on most wood, you have two parts. You have your heart and you have the grain here. So in the grain, you could sand all day long. You are never going to get this out. But on the heart of it, you can sand it, and you can see that's why you see this black line, because otherwise this whole thing would have been black. But the water damage did a couple other things to it. If you look here, you have this two panel, and it's in the end grain and also here in the end grain. So water came down here, and the water just soaked this whole piece. And if you look really close, it's not in the same direction as anything else. So it soaked it up, and it wants to move its own way. And as you can see, what happened, you can see that was your original line where this door came up to. And this side of the door was here, but it all had shrunk. And it shrunk in all the directions. But the good thing about it is our door is still basically flat. It has a beautiful marquetry in here. So as we come around to the backside also is very nice. But you can see that somebody has gone back in there and sanded all this down at one time, and they did all this filling in. And here we have our access door. Our access door has happened the same thing on this side. You can see that this edge was there, same thing. This edge here was here, and you know, what are we going to do about this? Well, my plan is obviously to take the door apart. We don't want to do anything to this door panel here. This might have been a decorative handle that might have been here to open the unit. So we'll have to figure either we're going to plug these holes in or find a nice piece of hardware that will be a nice addition to this machine. But what I want to do is take all the four styles out, take our panel, and what I would like to do is either add on to the places where, like right here, this is all open. You know, if we were to add on 1/4 to 1/2 inch on all four sides, done in 1/4 white oak, and again here, I can chemically make the white oak react and also get the blackening detail and rebuild it so that we don't have this openings on this side or even the other side. The miter itself, we could probably fill this in with some sort of wood product and maybe color grain it so we don't see this opening. But because of the size of the door, we don't have too much of a margin. There, let me zoom in there. So if I were to cut the door perfect, we might lose a little bit of the overlap. That is something I'm going to have to see if I can get away with, because if you see on this side, we don't have any at all. So it's possible to recut the miter so it's a perfect 45, and by that we might be losing just a little bit of this lip, or we can add some on here. But what it is a more of a preservation kind of a thing. It's been through a lot, and I'd really like to just make it as beautiful as possible without destroying any of the of the machine itself. For the blackening, there's not a whole lot we can do. There is a process called bleaching that we can possibly bleach some of it to get rid of some of it, and then maybe some light sanding and a light dye over it just to give it a little more of a golden oak. So that's a possibility in color, but it's more of artistry than just spraying stain over it. So, and another issue that I see here is the base of the cabinet completely split. So that might be fairly an easy fix. Take that all apart, reglue it back together, because I can see it went all around to the back. Basically do a light sanding on everything, give it a little more colorant, fix the door issue on both sides. This is a operable door, and on this other side it is not. But it's a shame that what it's been through has completely shrunk our doors here. So that's our game plan, I think. Stay tuned and make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can see this machine coming along. If you have one of these or know a little more about this machine, please give me a call. We're located in Chicago, Illinois. Our phone number is area code 630-624-7466. Thanks for watching.